Shibarium is without a doubt the most anticipated project in the Shiba Inu community, and interest in the Layer 2 platform has stayed high even as the end of the year approaches. The development team has been giving updates on how the platform is coming along all year, but none of them have been good news because Shibarium has not yet been released. But it looks like the Shiba Inu community will be happy with the latest news. Watch the rest of this video to find out how to get right into it. If you've been part of the Shiba Inu community for a while, you know that beta testing for Shibarium was supposed to start in the third quarter of 2023. But since it's almost the end of the year and Shibarium is still not in beta testing, it's safe to say that the development team didn't do what it said it would do with Shibarium. The fact that there haven't been many updates on this has been especially frustrating to the Shiba Inu community so far. The hints that the community has had to find haven't been very helpful. But the Twitter page Bones Shiba Swap, which is all about bones, might have found an interesting clue. It looks like there is now a website called ShibariumCakesin.com. When you go there, you will be sent to the Shiba Swap website. Bones Shiba Swap says that this means that everything is getting ready for the launch of Shibarium. That sounds cool, but you might also want to think about the possibility that it was made by fans. Someone who likes Shiba Inus might have bought the Shibarium.com domain name and set it up so that traffic goes to the ShibaSwap website. This seems likely because the dev team hasn't said anything about an ESPN.com website for Shibarium. What do you think? Though, is this a real hint or just IFE and making stuff up? So, while we wait for Shibarium to come out, we can be proud of what Shiba Inu has accomplished, even though the year is coming to an end. For one thing, the number of people who have had their Shiba Inus for a long time has gone up again. We were just talking about how the number of Shiba Inu owners had grown to 50%, and now, just a few weeks later, the number has grown to 60%. This means that most people who hold Shib are planning to keep it for a long time. They are diamond hands, and the fact that the general crypto market isn't what it should be doesn't change whether or not they should hold. What? That is not okay. Only 4% of people who have Shib have had it for less than 9 months. So it's safe to say that Shiba Inu has almost completely lost its paper hands. This should mean that the price of Shiba Inu should stay the same. The idea is that because paper hands tend to pull their money out of a market quickly at the first sign of trouble, their presence could put the price of an asset in danger. Since there are now fewer paper hands in Shib, its price has a chance of going up on its own. At least, in theory. This is what can be done. We'll just have to wait and see how things turn out. Shiba Inu has done a lot of amazing things this year, and the fact that whales are drawn to them is another one. But before we talk about that, this channel gives away 100,000 Shib every day to anyone who enters the giveaway. Just subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Shiba Inu, good luck. We just talked about how it seemed like whales weren't as interested in Shiba as they used to be. Inu, Shib has always been a favorite food of whales, but for a while they stopped eating it. It looks like the biggest whales are back on board with Shib, as they have started buying huge amounts of the token again. Whale States, a website that keeps track of the biggest crypto whales, recently said that the Shib was one of the top 10 tokens that the top 100 dead whales bought the most of in just 24 hours. It was also one of the top 10 tokens that the top 2,000 dead whales bought the most of during the same time frame. Even though Shib's prices aren't the best, or maybe because of it, these purchases were made, right? When we talk about prices, do you think the price of Shib will go up like crazy as we move into the new year? Experts say that the price of Bitcoin will go up, so it looks like it might. Now, before we talk about that, you probably already know why Bitcoin was just mentioned. For those who don't, Bitcoin's activities usually affect the rest of the crypto market, including Shib. So, most of the time, if Bitcoin goes up, other cryptocurrencies will go up as well. Now that that's out of the way, experts say that the price of Bitcoin could skyrocket and become the most valuable asset in the world by 2024, just like gold did in the 1970s. Based on what has happened in the financial market in the past, especially when the dollar was tied to gold in 1971, this prediction was that the next few years will be great for Bitcoin. Is made by a company called Capriol Investments, which does research and trades. And they said this because gold was much smaller in the 1970s and Bitcoin is even smaller now. During a decade of high inflation and high interest rates, it was able to make big changes. That's one reason why we think Bitcoin will do the same and even more over the next 10 years. They also talked about the gold Bitcoin inflation hedge debate. The market capitalization of Bitcoin is only 2.5% of that of gold. This is one reason why people prefer gold to Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Capriol, on the other hand, thinks that this difference is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is ready for a pump. The price of Bitcoin seems to have a lot of room to do nothing but go up. You should also know how Bitcoin's actions affect the rest of the cryptocurrency market. It's not crazy to think that the price of Shib will go up in the next few years. Shiba's market capitalization is even lower than Bitcoin's. And if we follow Capriotti's reasoning, this means that the price of Shib has even more room to go up, which could happen around 2023. But please tell us what you think in the comment section. Lastly, let's take a quick look at the crypto market as a whole. The fall of FTXs was one of the worst things that happened to the crypto market this year, especially since it affected so many things. First of all, centralized exchanges were told they had to post their reserves so that their customers could see that they had enough money to handle a big withdrawal. Also, a lot of people who own crypto moved their money from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges. But the biggest must be that the FTX's failure brought to light some problems in the cryptocurrency market, especially with centralized exchanges. Cointelegraph says it this way: the problems they cause are simple, but they affect a lot of people. They give investors who are smart and skeptical a false sense of safety. As long as we're in a bull market, whether it's natural or man-made, there aren't as many news stories about failing balance sheets and shady backgrounds. The problem with being too comfortable is that it makes you miss out on things like this. It seems that these problems wouldn't have become so clear if FTXs hadn't fallen apart when it did. And now, many people who own crypto are choosing to move their money from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges or self-custody wallets. Self-custody wallets have their own problems, especially when it comes to security. But because some investors are afraid that another centralized exchange will fail, they are choosing self-custody wallets instead. The question now is whether or not centralized wallets will still be used after 2023. Also, do you plan to remove your tokens from a centralized wallet? Please tell us what you think by leaving a comment below. We've reached the end of this video. If you liked the video, please like it and don't forget to leave a comment in the section for comments. This helps me a lot with how YouTube works. Also, please let as many people as possible know about this video. Let's tell everyone about this. Have a good holiday.